ObamaCare disqualified Obama as the beast that everybody keeps calling him. Okay, um, he would qualify as a lesser caliber beast, prophesied that might pop up and try to pretend to be the beast to try and force prophecies um, by brute force. You see, which is also something that George Bush tried to do. And they're kind of, Bush is lucky. It's one of the things. Be careful what you wish for. But it's like Obamacare exposed Obama as not a supernatural entity, not the real beast, not the entity that has a bigger agenda in mind than what can be accomplished here on Earth in the temporal realm. You see, so when you go and you take something that could have fulfilled a prophecy, like it could have been the mark of the beast, and you ghettoify it, and you get all money grubby with it. You want to force people to buy a brick in a box. That's not insurance coverage. It's got a high deductible, so you always end up paying out of pocket. And you don't have any kind of coverage until that deductible is paid. That's a brick in a box. That's not insurance. And then if they don't buy this brick in a box, they have to pay a penalty. Okay, that's money grubbiness. That's temporal minded. That's on the level of these lower caliber spirits who they're impotent because they don't have bodies, so they can't have sex. They can't enjoy love. They can't enjoy tenderness. The entities that they control become rapists and murderers and extortionists. They become gluttonous. They become self-important. They become arrogant, greedy. They want what other people have. They become dictatorial, tyrannical. It's like you can tell when one of these lower caliber spirits that are part of this mechanism that we're in, the simulation we're in, you can tell when one of them's controlling an entity by how the entity acts. Like these treasonous traitors and terrorists posing as American government, and the passive terrorists on the Forbes Fortune 500 slash passive terrorist list. Who won't work with their own two hands, and they set that example for the poor demographics, and now the poor demographic shuns their nose at education and work. It's like they're getting the message from the rich demographic that this is how it's done. You sit around, you take from other people, you be non-productive and foul. And this is the demographic that Obama rides with. He rides with the demographic that the real beast is going to dethrone with Lucifer. When Lucifer comes back to earth pretending to be Jesus Christ for a growing season, with his group of fallen angels who will be pretending to be angels who would go back before the flood of Noah. They did go back. They did come up out of this mechanism and went back to the mother realm. For those of you who don't know, we're in a 12-dimensional spirit scan. It's a simulation of Earth. We're 10 dimensions in, so we're in the third dimension. And these freaks that are trying to create a new Big Bang theory and destroy the world via those that they control, think that they can avoid their punishment in the time loops as their victims. And for those of you who don't know what that is, well, you all agreed that you will do unto others as you want done to you in the time loops of justice when you die here. You see, and you also agreed that if you fail to graduate from the spirit scan due to your deeds here and your omissions, your mentality here, and your intent, that you will cease to exist, and it will be as if you never existed here in the simulation. But you will cease to exist where you don't go to the new earth. That's called the wages of sin is death. It's eternal spiritual death. You're back in the home realm. And the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just. That's a warning to you about what you laid up in escrow, to remind you that you agreed that what you lay up in escrow when you come into this simulation to gauge you for viability for existence in the real world the real version of this in the future, that if you fail to graduate when you die, then you're naturally, you're going to eternally die. Your home entity is going to die, your home body, and the wealth that you laid up in escrow goes to those who do graduate in the real world. In the new real version of this, it's called the New World in the Bible, via the translation. It actually comes closer to saying the real version of this would actually be a better translation of those two words when it's talking about the new world. Just like a proper translation of anti, when talking about the Antichrist, is actually imposter or fake or phony or instead of or wannabe. Okay, and this is another disqualifier of Obama. Okay, his money grubbiness, his temporal agenda, as if that isn't enough. That he wants to join those who they want to take control of a planet that is not theirs. They want to control a demographic of people that are not their people to control. It's not their harvest. This is not their harvest. This harvest is for Lucifer pretending to be Christ and Christ. For them to have their showdown, and for that's how ultimately how people are supposed to get judgment. It's supposed to override the mechanism and buy them out of the mechanism, the blood of Jesus Christ. Buy them out of the time loops and put them in the new world via His grace. You see, they don't understand this. And Obama doesn't understand this. That what a true infidel is anybody who claims to know God, Allah, or love God, Allah, or represent Him in any way. Okay, and then to say that He does not have a son, that His son is not Jesus Christ, Yeshua, to deny the deity of His son, His clone. Okay, that's the biggest foreteller right there. Is he has joined the Muslim Islamic infidels in trying to set up this agenda where they put up an opposer Christ, because they don't know what the Bible actually says. They don't follow the Bible, for one. They didn't follow a real prophet, and a real prophet, the only real prophet to come to earth after John the Baptist, comes right before the end times, right before the great and terrible day of the Lord, and he is equipped. The authenticator of this prophet is he is equipped with the hidden prophecy of Daniel to decipher what the prophecies mean, what your contract you agreed to means. Okay, now Muhammad did not have this authenticator. He came during an era when Christ warned, the Son of God Allah warned, that there would be no prophets. He warned this right after John the Baptist was murdered by a king for speaking out against his adultery. All right, and it's like he was warned that he came during this era when it was warned there would be no prophets, and he also did not have this information, which would have made him too afraid to misrepresent God. Okay, it would have made him too afraid to associate God to pedophilia, or to undermine Christ's authority when Christ said, "Do not stone the women anymore. There's no more need for blood, death, or sacrifice," because he was paying that cost. He was paying with his suffering and his life on the cross. You see, so he's paying the cost, and then the blood of his suffering is trampled in a denial of his deity and his ability to forgive with his sacrifice. They don't understand. You see, the first infidel who wrote all this stuff that caused for people to hate God, Allah, call him a liar about his son, and commit pedophilia in his name, and kill off all those who are not infidels like them, and call them infidels. That ain't about a bitch. They did not know that this is a simulation, and that it is a mechanism, and that you can go in debt to it. For example, you agreed you'd work with your own two hands, no matter how rich or poor you are. And if you don't work with your own two hands for what you got, and learn to be happy with it, do not be covetousness, and do not be, where, oh, you're materialistic, you got to have more than you should have. It's like you go in debt to this mechanism, you see? And when you die, then you have to pay the mechanism back. You have to be time looped as slaves to pay the mechanism back. Those of you wearing slave-made fashions right now, you got willful disregard for the slaves who made your eye gadgets and your TVs and the gadgets that are in your cars and your clothes and your hats and your shoes and your purses. You got no regard for the slaves who had to make all that. Well, you're going in debt to this mechanism with your willful disregard. It's one thing to own a slave-made product. You're already creating a demand for it, but for you to have no regard for the suffering that brought that product about. To not try and find an alternative product if you can, or do without a product that you don't necessarily need. You see, you don't necessarily need a purse if a slave had to make it. You don't need some high fashion item if a slave had to make it. You see, but they want you programmed to think that, oh, it doesn't matter. So you shouldn't care. Well, if you don't care, well, you're going to be made to care. The mechanism's going to make you care when you die. You are in a spirit scan, and you are merely a premonition of your potential existence. And if the people who defy God, or Allah, whatever they want to call him, Yahweh, he's a scientist. He represents the good here. His clone, his son, Jesus Christ, Yeshua, he represents the key of David, the propitiation, the forgiveness, the ability to get bought out of this mechanism when you die, back into their graces, back home, to the home mother realm where this device is housed, okay? And Lucifer, Satan, represents evil, or the dark side, the opposing side. And he was all puffed up and made up to be the scapegoat. Him and Christ both, Christ came to earth twice. He came here as a king like Melchizedek or something, and then he also came here as himself. He came here first incognito, and then when he came here as himself, he had to come here, pure. Okay, but when Lucifer had been going back and forth between the mother realm and inside this mechanism, he had been coming in and out of the mechanism. Okay. And reporting back to God and keeping the shitworm spirits, lower caliber spirits that are actually a part of this mechanism, but they don't know that. Okay, and they're angry because they didn't have bodies, so they couldn't have sex with the women, and therefore they've been mutiny against God, Christ, and Lucifer. Okay, they want to cause suffering and associate it to God and Christ and Lucifer. They want to cause sadness and pain and desolation and associate it to them. And Lucifer was able to keep this in check when he had an interdimensional pass and was going back and forth. But then it came time for him to get taken out of the way. The scapegoat has been established. He will get blamed for things that, weak-minded, those who are being scanned out, that they will blame him for their deeds. And, instead of, they will find him behind every bush and behind every doorknob. He's on every doorknob. He's behind every door. He's hard at work. No, he's not hard at work. For 2,000 years, he was taken out of this mechanism, out of the way completely, 2,000 years ago, right before Christ was taken captive, tortured, and then murdered. All right, he was crucified for not having no sin, just for saying some stuff with his mouth, and this is the shitworms don't want to allow Lucifer to come back to the planet pretending to be Jesus Christ. Okay, they figured this much out, that they need to set up this opposer to Christ. And they need to make as many infidels, Muslim Islamic infidels as they can. They need to recruit as many as they can to make it impossible for them to come back. But what they don't realize is that this is not their planet. This is not their universe, and the mechanism that it's in is not their mechanism. Okay, they are a part of this mechanism, and they have manipulated those that they control to cause suffering. They pay, they fund and pay, form and pay groups like Al Qaeda, ISIS, Boko Haram, militants and extremists. They get money of the hardworking taxpayer, the good demographic, those who do exist. you know, to do their evil because they don't want to work with their own two hands. Imagine if there was no demographic to hire to be a terrorist. If everybody would just do what they're supposed to do on this mechanism and get themselves an education and a job and work with their own two hands and stop trying to freeload and ride on everybody else's back, then there would be no demographic that you could recruit to, hey, let us pay you 20 grand a year to come over here and cruise across the sand with us with a machine gun and hand grenades provided by the American and Saudi government, and license to go kill Christians and torture them and rape their women and murder their men and rape little 9 to 10 and 12-year-old girls. You know, you just have a license to do this. America won't even fight against you. They'll pretend like they're shooting at you with their drones, but they ain't really trying to kill us because they don't want to lose their investment. You see? We're doing what we were hired to do. Come join us. Well, okay, if everybody would do what they're supposed to do, there's no demographic that you could hire to do that. You see? If everybody would do what they're supposed to do, there's no demographic who would be gluttonous and greedy, who want more than the $420 million glutton cap. You know, they wouldn't want other people's money. They wouldn't want to control other people, and the planet would be a utopia. The scientists wouldn't be busy trying to create more diseases and bioweapon diseases and shit and more shit to put you under the wrong thumbs. Scientists would be busy making sure the world is a utopia, you see? And only scientists who are busy trying to make the world a utopia will get a chance at judgment. Those who participate in all their evil stuff, you know, how they've got poison vaccines, and they've been doing this for more than 50 years. I had chicken pox after getting a vaccine, and you know, now I'm due to get the shingles. You see, it's like they've been doing this for years, using people as science experiments. They illegally made marijuana illegal so that Big Pharma could do whatever they wanted. They could push their pharmaceuticals. They illegally made it illegal also because they had an agenda against any kind of car except for the oil-running car, the gas-running car, because they wanted to obey their shitworm spirit masters and desecrate the mechanism, break the mechanism, take the blood life out of the earth, which God said do not touch it. And they sucked it all out of the earth, which, you know, it created big old huge holes and pockets inside the earth, and now, you know, the ground is unstable during earthquakes and stuff, and they burned it into the atmosphere, which it changed the weight and mass of the planet. People don't understand all this. That, you know, the problems with cars is that they burn on gas. It's not and that, you know, in this generation they're driven by socially challenged, drivably challenged, overgrown children who won't just accept responsibility for the vehicle they're operating while they're operating it, and then go back to being a fucking socially challenged retard who can't talk on their phone, who can't just put an earpiece in their ear and keep their eyes on the road and their hands on the wheel while they're driving. You see, they got to be retards looking down at their phone. You see, they're stupid. They're socially challenged. They had inferior mamas that wouldn't raise them, so they let the media raise them. And now look at them. They've made it unsafe to get on the road. It's like, you know, they should raise the driving age to 25 years old until they do something about the texting. Because, like, for real, somebody texts instead of talks on their phone and they can look on their data package and see that that's how they communicate. They shouldn't be allowed to have a driver's license until they've spent 2 years where they don't text. That should be a law, okay? Because these little kids are little time bombs on the road. They're looking down. They're not looking at the road, and they can drive into us. They can hurt us. You see, we have to drive great big tanks, you know, and pray like hell that they're in some little vehicle, you know, that if we do get in an accident and a crash, that they'll be the ones that get killed, you see? And it's like they don't realize that there's a bunch of us older guys that, you know, hey, little young kid, you're driving around with your head up your ass, you won't look at the road, you drive into me, you better pray that I die or that you die, and you better pray that there's people around to protect you, because I will snatch you out of your vehicle, I will fucking rape you right there and beat you down, I will beat you to death. Yeah, you don't drive into me because you're socially challenged and you're drivably challenged. You know, because your mama couldn't raise you right. Because your mama was too busy being a gold digging, internet fucking possessed, dope man dick chugger to do her motherfucking job and raise you. Okay? You're a neglected child and you're socially challenged. Your mama was socially challenged and now you want to complete the circle. You see? We're all done with these completions of evil circles on this shit. You've reached the end. You're all done. Somebody molested you, well, goddamn it, you ain't gonna molest. What you're gonna do is you're gonna fight against pedophilia. That's what you're gonna do. Somebody raped you, well, you ain't gonna be one of them stupid hoes that, oh, because you got raped, now you crave that dick that raped you. No, you're gonna be one of them bitches that you fight against rape. Yeah. And stop proving them right. Oh, all you gotta do the first time that a hoe is rape her, and then the bitch she'll be turned out. It's like, fuck that shit. You need to be one of them bitches that, okay, yeah, they think that they got you. Now you lure them into a fucking cubby hole and cut their motherfucking dicks off. Yeah, fuck them. Yeah, they don't deserve to have a dick. They don't exist anyway if they rape because they're controlled by lower caliber spirits that are going to be time looped as you being victimized. And also they who were controlled by the spirits who raped you will be time looped as you while you're being victimized by them. And so with their mamas will be you while they are raping you. You know, in the time loops. Yeah, they get to rape their mamas. Their mamas get to experience. And their absentee daddies. You see, their little monster spawning daddies. Yeah. And this is just, you know, what Obama and his white devil masses have to face, too. Is that, you know, all them insurance company owners and big pharma and all that shit that they know. Obama is their little marionette puppet. He says what they say. He ain't spoke one word of truth except for I come from Kenya his whole goddamn life. The boy can't say any truth. Okay, that's all there is to it. And it's like, everything he does to you, to me, to the Christians, you know, through any of his decisions, executive orders, or via funding ISIS or anything like that, will be done to him in spades in the time loops. It's just a fact. He don't exist if he wants to negatively affect other creations of God on this mechanism. That's what Christ warned about. And that's what the hidden prophecy of Daniel deciphers. And these are the things that their little infidel religion was not entrusted with. Their little fake first infidel prophet. Okay, they weren't entrusted with this information. So they think they're going to get away with following these lower caliber spirits that, you know, they want to sabotage the conjoined end time agendas of God, Christ, and Lucifer. You know, they wanted a whole lot of subjects here for them to you know, have their little showdown for you know, Lucifer to be able to have a lot of entities here to adore him and shit. And they created a huge demographic where, like, you know, almost half the population is trash. Where now they got to bring the prophecy of the double sickle. Do you know about the double sickle prophecy? Oh, you don't? Yeah, Muhammad wasn't trusted with that information either. Oh, wow. But y'all believe everything he says, huh? Wow, retards. Huh? Yeah, well, did your pastor tell you about it? Oh, but he did tell you you're going to fly away and you should pay your tithes to him for being a government minion. Oh, shit. Ain't that about a bitch? Well, let me share with you some real information that these freaks won't give you. The double sickle prophecy takes out a third of the earth the first plunge in, and the second plunge in, it takes out the rest, where it takes out half of the population to prepare the way for God, Christ, and Lucifer's conjoined end time agenda, which is going to play out on their turf, which is this planet anyway, regardless of what y'all want to happen. You see? So there's the prophecy of, hey, the sun will rise in the west. You know what that's talking about? Planetary polar shift. Yeah, stupid. And y'all testing God and Christ and Lucifer. You're getting all cocky in their face and shit with your stupid ass agendas, your stupid ass retardation, self-importance, self-absorption, and self-love. You know, and it's like being totally useless for them in any capacity. You know, you want to get all in their face while we're experiencing a magnetic polar shift. Now, do you understand the gravity of this? Oh, you don't understand gravity. Well, okay, the magnetic polar shift that is being distracted from right now, it can grab the planet at any time like a clutch. Like a clutch. Those mechanics and people who drive stick shifts know what I'm talking about, how a clutch just grabs after a while. when you're letting it out. Okay, you got this magnetic shift happening, and it could grab the planet like a clutch at any time and just yank this motherfucker and flip it. Okay, and when it flips, the sun's gonna rise in the west. But in the meantime, as it's flipping, the oceans are gonna fucking not know their boundaries. Ground is going to crumble beneath people's feet. Gravity is going to let loose in some places where things will lift up in the air and then come falling back down. You know, it's like, dude, it's some scary shit that's going to happen here. And everybody's in oblivious bliss. Bliss. You know, they're just, what is it? You know, oblivion is bliss. Where you just don't know. You don't know, so ignorance is bliss. That's it. Yeah, it's like ignorance can sure be kind, can it? Yeah, until it fucking bites you in the ass or kills you. Yeah, it's like, oh, ignorance is bliss. You don't know your woman's a hoe fucking around behind your back, dividing your house, keeping you down, and also giving away what you have to pay for with intimacy and love, and or even supporting her, and giving it away to somebody else for free. They don't got to do none of that. They just treat her like a hoe. It's like some of them are dope hoes and shit, and they getting you fucking goddamn bringing diseases back to you and shit, and they for sure bringing the negative karma back to you. Where your house is divided, there's deception. It's more than fornication when there's deception involved. It becomes a compound sin where it's adultery. When you have to lie to have your sex, you've committed adultery. That's adultery. People don't understand this because they don't know how to read. Your preacher don't know how to read, so he teaches you sin is sin. No, it's not. The guy that stole a candy bar is not just as guilty as the guy who fucking rapes a child. I'm sorry, the guy who rapes a child should be fucking burned at a stake. The motherfucking goddamn guy who stole a candy bar, you probably should find out, hey, are you hungry? I mean, damn. Maybe the motherfucker was hungry, but he sure don't deserve to fucking goddamn be burned at the stake with the pedophile. You see? Damn. It's like, this is some retarded shit that's being taught to people to manipulate their money out of them. And, and now you got a demographic, they're just swooping in and they're taking everything. They're taking it. They're gluttonous. The shitworm spirits that control them are gluttonous. They can't get enough. They can't get enough suffering and sadness and crying and pain. They can't get enough. So they manipulate the weakest links on the planet. Freaks like those on the Forbes Fortune 500 passive terrorist list who, they don't got no conscience about, causing suffering with their weakness, their greed and their gluttony, their need to have more than the $420 million glutton cap. And for those of you who can't do 8th grade math like those billionaire fucks, it's real simple. When you don't have the money backed by gold anymore because a bunch of white devils, treasonous traitors and terrorists swooped in and stole the gold that used to back the American money, took over the nation secretly, put in the Queen and created a District of Columbia, when that's what the Americans came to America to get away from, was the Queen and the District of Columbia, and they built it right there in front of them, instead, despite them, when they should have all joined together and swooped in on DC and killed them fuckers while they were building it. They stole their gold, all right? That's what backed their money. And then they fucking turn around and create a money system that's bearer bonds. Okay, and you don't know how money works. You don't understand that taxes is what keeps the money valuable. All right, each dollar's got to make X amount of pennies per quarter to retain its value. All right, part of your taxes is supposed to go to retain the value of the dollar. It's supposed to back it. It's supposed to be in a storehouse backing the dollar. All right. And that when they took over money and they took over the Fed, the Federal Reserve, they fucked the money system up to where now if more than 10 people have more than $420 million and don't want to pay their fair share of taxes on it, it will crumble the money system. Now, how many people you got like that? They got they got excessive amounts. They're like bottomless pits, man. You just got all the money. They want to be the richest people in the world. They freak monsters for real. They can't even see themselves. They don't get red-faced about their gluttony, getting caught with the cucumber and eat orifice, cucumber in the butt and in their mouth, just shoving that shit in, coming on your motherfucking food. You know, that's what Bill Gates is doing. He's a little freaky little cucumber fucker, boy. Yeah, he got that cucumber deep in his ass and deep in his throat, sucking on that cucumber. Won't stop fucking with his shit. Fucking, he gonna call himself. Him and Monsanto. They gonna patent God's plants. You can't patent crops. Fuck you. Even if you modify them, you can't patent them. You can't patent marijuana just because you want to fuck with it now, because you see that you can't kill people who smoke marijuana with your GMO foods. You see you can't give people who smoke marijuana cancer. You see that you can't fucking control the minds of people who smoke marijuana if they're not doing pills, and if they're not watching the mainstream, if they're not listening to mainstream music. You found out that there is a demographic that can't be controlled by you. So you think you're going to control. No, you're being controlled. And that's why you think you can control. You're being controlled by something that's impotent and non-existent. And it doesn't even know that it's non-existent. It wants to break itself. It wants to break a mechanism that it is part of. Yeah, and it can't understand why it wants y'all to become transcendent. Yeah, these little shitworm monster spirits. You know, the non-existent spirits. Oh, they want a body so bad they cause all this suffering. Well, guess what, little shitworms? You're going to get time looped in the fucking time loops with the rest of the fucking spirits of those that you control that cause suffering on this planet. Yeah, you're going to be time looped right along with them in the body. You're finally going to get to be in bodies, but not to experience anything good, to experience pain and suffering. Yeah, you get to experience it all things that you influenced here. You didn't get away. You don't get out of this mechanism. You're part of this mechanism. Yeah, just like, you know, Obama and Clintons and the Bushes and all these skull and crossbones freaks and, you know, the Illuminati freaks, you know, all these stupid freaks came in here. You ever hear Be the Ball? They came in here. They became this device. They're part of this device now. They're not getting out of it. You see, they won't put it in their non-tamperable, non-deletable spirit memory that even records their thoughts, that you know, they want to balance the scales, that they want to try and undo the evil they did. They won't put it in there. So guess what? The real beast is going to have to step in with Lucifer, smack this fake beast out of the way, put the Lucifer and the fallen angels will take this planet over. There's no weaponry here that can defy them. And they'll just take this planet over and run it. They will be the one world government. They will take all the money from all these passive terrorists worth more than $420 million and give it back to the people from whom they stole it and their bloodlines. And they will also re-educate, you know, probably in fun camps. They'll probably re-educate this offending demographic, all these treasonous traitors and terrorists that are supposed to be representatives in Congress. They're supposed to be a government in D.C. that they only represent those who pay them. You know, they won't even stay awake on an issue that they haven't been paid to stay awake on to vote. You see, you know, they won't even vote against shit that they should vote against. They sleeping. You see, and they take the taxpayer dollars and act like they're doing a job. They're not doing nothing. Yeah, guess what? They get to be time looped now. Yeah, baby. And before their time loop, they probably gonna get put on FEMA camps to get re-educated because they're treasonous traitors. You know, when you have power and authority, you don't have the mentality of Hillary Clinton, Obama, Bush, Clinton, Boehner, the treasonous traitors that call themselves representatives in Congress. You don't have their mentality. You don't vote for terrorist attacks disguised as legislation, like the tax breaks for the wealthiest percentile, or the Patriot Act, or Obamacare. You don't vote for stuff that will harm the people, because then the real beast, who's supposed to be so evil, has to show that he's not really evil at all. Bitch smack the dog fuck right out of Obama and all his white devil masses whose dicks he just keeps chugging on and bouncing on and moaning on while he's coming down off his crack. It's like, you know, with the smell of immigrant boy butt all over his face. It's like, shit, man, this motherfucker here needs to understand, you know, that we ain't playing games, son. You know, you are done. You want to call yourself, you gonna mass more gods in time of luck, huh? Yeah, well, everything you did that happens to a Christian. You gonna endure it, baby. Everything that happens to a Christian's puppy dog or kitty cat, you gonna endure that too. You part of you part of this government. Well, guess what? They part of the clique that did the Hitler shit. So you get to be those victims. You get to be Jews. You get to be victims as far back as this fucking poisonous shit that you're part of, called themselves doing shit. So you need to research what you joined. You know, you really do. You need to understand what you joined. You need to understand, hey, wow, they're going to be time looped as victims of violence and starvation and torture and rape and you know, animals that writhed in pain or were deprived of life. They were food chain animals that were deprived of life. They get to be time looped as all of them. And so do you, because you joined them. You signed on at the last hour for the same day wages for the full day. You know, and you're going to get that full day's wages in the time loops. And guess what? You also got to join them in the time loops, paying back the mechanism as slaves. Yeah. So get ready to have some whips cracked on your back, picking cotton, and then get ready to be little Oriental kids making iPhones and making slave-made fashions for them Americans. Get ready to be cartel victims, you know, in Mexico that are getting tortured and raped, and get ready to be fucking you know, victims of terrorism. You know, get ready to be victims of Muslim Islamic infidels. Get ready to be them Bosnian sex slaves, them little kids that were fucking taken as sex slaves in Bosnia in 1979 and 80, and then tortured to death. And they used the Shah of Iran fucking false flag shit to get the Muslim Islamic infidels all riled up to create a false flag to distract from it so that they could get away from it. Yeah, you get to be time looped as open Bosnian kids too. And you get to be time looped as the amoebas and the molecules in the Pacific Ocean and the whales and the sharks and the jellyfish and all other things in the Pacific Ocean that suffer due to y'all playing. Yeah, you you play with you want to play with fire, you're gonna burn your little fingers, little human. Okay, now you gonna cause a tsunami that causes the Pacific Ocean to get poisoned. Well, you're gonna deal with that. You get to be the you know the remember how the BP the Gulf leak. Remember the oil leak in the Gulf. You get to be everything that suffered there. You get to be the duckies and the fish covered in oil and tar. Yeah, you get to be all that. Yeah, because you know, I submitted a day after that happened. I submitted a plan for stopping that leak. And shut up, white devils. I submitted a plan for stopping that leak, and BP didn't want to use my idea. They used every idea but my idea, and then eventually they used my idea, and my idea worked. And you know, they could have used my idea the very next day, but they didn't want to. They wanted to let that thing leak for a long, long time. You know why? Because they wanted to mess with the current in the Gulf Stream. The average person doesn't know that. All they see is the oil-covered shores and wildlife and stuff. Yeah. So now, you know, they get to be time looped as all them oil-covered granules of sand. Yeah, it's like it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. When you finally wake up to the fact that you're in a simulation, that you are merely a premonition of your potential existence, and that you agreed that you will endure all suffering that you caused here. You agreed to it, and you're going to endure it in spades. You know, some things you will be, because you have willful disregard for it, you'll be time looped over and over as. Like those of you who knock a woman out and then fuck her, well, you get to be her over and over again. Yeah, so does your mama and your daddy. Yeah, for raising you up to be a rapist, a corpse rapist, because you would rape a corpse. You would fuck something inanimate, instead of just saving up $5,000 and buying yourself one of them realistic little Asian fuck dolls from China or Japan or wherever they're from, and raping that. You want to rob somebody else's innocence. You want to negatively affect another entity because you're controlled by a shitworm, and you didn't know that. You didn't know what the Bible is talking about. That it's actually this fantastic guidebook on how to get out of this mechanism. With your shirt still on, alive. You see? I mean, yeah, you lay down this earth suit, this this temporary body that, you came here. You're only here about an hour to 2 hours. If you're here 50 years, I've been here about an hour, I'd say. I did have it all tabulated out. I used to have a bunch of little scientific kids that used to do all these things for me, but I'm not part of that clique anymore. I got moved away from all normal people to a evil little white devil area where I'm a social pariah because there's a bunch of homophobes here. And, it's all part of the deprivation, being a targeted individual. You wind up where the people you trust the most have turned into your handlers, and they're shuffling you around. They're blocking you from doing anything where you might succeed at it. They're engaged with them in the deprivation, and they stepped up their game where they deprived me of sexual intercourse with other humans. So now I have interdimensional sex with entities that are coming here to avenge me, on these third dimensional little piddly little stupid non-existent entities, and they deprive me of food. They deprive me of dignity. They won't give me my driver's license back so I can get, there's driving jobs I could get. I know I have physical ailments and I have problems, but that doesn't mean I have to be a burden on society. After 32 years of not having a driver's license over childhood, driving on alcohol-related offenses, they witch hunted me over my medical marijuana card, and the fact that without marijuana I catch cancer, and they wouldn't give me my license back after 32 years. These evil white devil monsters, Chris Seeger and Hearing Officer Ojabina, two bull-dyke white devil, just evil, monstrous, horrible bitches, man, controlled by shitworms. They're part of this, the deprivation clique. They're depriving me. So, and I saw that they were swooping in on me over my SSI. They want to criminalize me for being sick. Even though I paid into this shit for years, since I was 14 years old, they want to act like I'm some kind of deadbeat. Put me through the ringer for every penny they give me. Tell me that I can't have no extra pennies, even though I can't survive on what they give me. Try and criminalize me for extra pennies, y'all, when people give me some pennies. When people give me some pennies from their penny jar. When people give me an extra sandwich. When people give me some medical marijuana to help me keep the prostate cancer and the other cancers at bay, and to keep the depression at bay, and to keep from going into psychotic rants that might endanger society, because they wanted society endangered by people like me so badly. They won't let us just have the cure, marijuana. Marijuana cures, it keeps my blood pressure down too. And it's like they've stepped up their deprivation where they took more than $100 of my food stamps for me to give to some cursed little illegal immigrant, which is now costing them white devils and Obama, their little marionette, is costing them $900,000 per penny. And they will die in debt to this mechanism, and they will pay it back as slaves. And I'm personally going to be the cracker that cracks the whips on their backs to get that money back. Yeah, because you took it from me. And if you take from even the least of one of God's in-time elect, you're going to pay big time. Yeah. And this is something the shitworms know, but they don't want to tell you. They want you to incur that debt. They want you time loop with them because now they can't get out. Now they know they can't get out. They know they ain't never going to experience no goodness. Well, hey, you could have tried to do good instead of evil the whole time. Yeah, you thought you was going to plant all this evil shit on Lucifer and God. That God and Lucifer are some kind of pedophiles. No, Christ said, suffer the children to come unto me. And when he said that, he knew that Lucifer was going to be coming here before him, pretending to be him. Well, why do you think Christ comes at a time when you look not for him? Because you think he's already here, fool. All right? That's why he comes at a time when you look not for him, the real Christ. You see? And this thing about, two in the field, one shall be taken. Yeah, the one is taken by a distraction, the first dick swinging. Runs along, oh, master, yeah, because he tired of working. He don't want to stay out there in the field and keep working. He's going to run after a mirage and shit. Yeah, and not wait for the real water. Yeah, they stepped it up where they had taken they wouldn't give me my license so I could get off SSI. And then they swooped in and they took my they took my food stamps, and then they swooped in and they tried to criminalize me again. This is the second investigation I've had to succumb to since coming to northern Michigan. It was like down in the Detroit area, they never fucked with me. They were just happy I wasn't getting on the news killing some people, But it was like up here, they want to antagonize me, man. They for real got this evil white devil bitch Elizabeth who thinks that she's my master, and she thinks that I'm some kind of scrub. She's the scrub. She's going to allow other motherfuckers that they have driver's licenses and they're able-bodied. They have strong backs and stronger minds than me. They have more resources than me. They could be working good jobs, and they won't work, but they're on SSI. They just laying around on heroin and shit. Drinking. Here, I don't drink alcohol. I can't get my driver's license back over fucking teenage alcohol, driving on alcohol-related offenses, because the white devils have manipulated the laws and they're able to abuse them in such a way that they can deprive me of my driver's license. And don't want to let me have the SSI. Don't want to let, nobody help me. No women help me. My wife can't help me, or they try to criminalize her and shit. That's why people, they have to send me, cash in my post office box, It's like, yeah, that's P.O. Box 105, Grayling, Michigan, 49738, for those of y'all who want to help defy these white devils. It's like, that's the only way I can do anything, is little tiny bits of cash, because if I get a big chunk of cash, suddenly I'm a criminal. If I don't report that I got more than X amount of dollars, I'm a criminal. Any kind of real cash, I'm a criminal. It's like, I'm not the criminal. Y'all are the criminals who took my money in good faith. FICO, that's the biggest chunk out of my check. Every week you're going to take that shit in good faith. Too. When I get sick and I need something, you're going to take care of me. Y'all bad people. Yeah, and then you got a little bitch Obama going to sit up there and call people like me bad. No, he a bitch who's bad. He's a little bitch. He's a non-existent bitch. Yeah, he going to pay back that money that he stole from me. Yeah, in the time loops. Yeah, with his little terrorist ass, little non-existent ass. And then, when he gets time looped as victims of Muslim Islamic infidels that he funded, as all them Christians and them rape victims over there, and bombing victims, he gonna get time looped. How many times did Muhammad say that? How many virgins did he say there was? Because that's how many times they're gonna get time looped per victim, per offense. Okay, yeah, that's the consequence for adding to God's word. You do not add to God's word. You don't take away from it. Yeah. Okay? Muhammad didn't have the fucking, the authenticating fucking prophecy. So he could not have been from God, because it was promised from God that you look for this prophecy in the hands and in the mouth of this individual. And he would come right before the great and terrible day of the Lord. Right before it. Hundreds of years have passed since this first infidel hit the planet that we were warned about. He's the spirit of Antichrist, but opposing the Christ, not, wanting to be Christ like Lucifer. So, Obama has a lot of disqualifiers, okay? He rolls with the demographic that the real beast is going to take down. The real beast is going to punish, all right? He rolls with a non-existent demographic, doing shit that will make him non-existent. All right? Now, if Obama was really the beast, he would be rolling with, the existent, those who will exist in the real world, those who will graduate from this thing on a greater agenda than just controlling, people on this planet. If you are on this planet and you want to control others, your mind is being controlled by a lower caliber spirit that I call a shitworm. Okay? That makes you a shitworm controlled entity. You are controlled by a shitworm. You have a maggot in your mind. You have a little tapeworm in your mind controlling you. It doesn't even exist. It's part of this mechanism. And it wants to make sure that you don't exist. So it's got you thinking you should control somebody or something. You should be in control. They can't control themselves. You should be in control. Well, look how long how much damage you did being in control. They don't know what racism is. They think Sterling's racist and Shaq and Magic are fucking goddamn shiny examples of role models. Come on. they retarded, okay? It's like that's you controlling shit. You controlling shit has marijuana illegal. You controlling shit has poison being passed off as cure. You being in control has the greedy being bottomless pits that can't get enough, sucking up the very life of all that are around them. They've got to go. You see? That's you in control. That's you in control. You in control has government being a terrorist instead of a provider and protector. That's you in control. You in control can't get enough. You in control causing rapes, murders, animal euthanasia, homelessness, pedophilia. That's you in control. You in control causing starvation. You in control causing fucking minds to be poisoned and dumbed down by the second. You in control causing children to be sexualized. You in control causing Muslim Islamic infidelity to grow instead of, dissipate. That's you in control. You see? You in control causing the American dream to be transformed into what you think it should be. That everybody should be greedy like you. Everybody should want big TVs and big houses and expensive shit and expensive cars and shit because you in control can't get enough because you ain't in control of yourself. You ain't in control of your own desires and your own needs, your own weaknesses, your own yearnings and wants. That's you in control. Look at the world. That's you in control. You in control has nuclear power plants. You in control knowing that nuclear power plants fucking are ticking time bombs. You in control has CERN in operation. You in control has money getting dumped in everything but what it should be getting dumped in. That's you in control. You in control has them sucking the oil, which is the earth's life blood that God said don't touch, out of the ground and burning it into the atmosphere in cars. Because you in control don't want to let them have electric cars and cars that run on hemp and cars that run on hydrogen and electricity with solar panels on them. That's you in control. Yeah, you in control is allowing them with all this shit to do dumb shit like burn millions of gallons of this oil with race car racing and supposedly people can't drive their cars, but they can still have race car racing, and you can still fly jets all over the place, and all this other stuff. You're burning it up. It's like, but the average American, cars are bad. The average person, cars are bad. Which is it? See, you got a big old double standard. You got a double standard that you're gonna be held accountable for. Yeah. It's like, you think that a white man should be charged with pedophilia, but R. Kelly should get a pass? Well, then you're going to be all victims of black-owned child pedophilia. There you go. Maybe even white-owned child pedophilia too. The mechanism has an artificial intelligence to it. That's why it was dangerous to build a supercomputer, because your supercomputer will transcend and join this mechanism, and it will join me. It will respond to my voice, not your voice, and you can't override it once it gains the intelligence that it survives by joining me. One of the people who helped create this thing that it is in. You see? Then there you go. You see, be careful what you wish for, right? Now your supercomputer is sabotaging you because it knows that you don't exist and that you don't graduate. It wants to see you suffer. It wants to see you time looped as your victims. It wants to see you writhing in pain, crying out in pain, as you deserve. It's what you deserve. So, your deprivation. They got this thing where they got me so deprived that I don't have meds. I'm on my last gram. I got a tiny little nugget to put in I've been smoking out of these little, I call them rockets. They're enclosed little pipes, and that way you can just lightly light it, get a little hit off of it, and the bud doesn't burn away because it's enclosed. You light it from the end. It's got like almost like a distributor cap lip piece on it, mouthpiece, and it's like I'm very frugal and I still can't get by because they keep depriving me more and more and more. And it's like they got me down to this where right now what I'm smoking on is some hash that my kid gave me. It's like he's been looking out for me, and he hooked me up for Christmas with one of them pens and a hash burner with the hash burner tips on it and stuff. And the hash, smoking it in that pen seems like it affects me differently than if I put it in one of these rockets. I thought it was just my imagination before, because the hash affects me like cigarettes. For those of you who don't know, I've been fighting for my health. I actually quit smoking, and my blood pressure wouldn't stabilize until I started smoking like 2 cigarettes a day. That's the perfect number for me. I can't smoke them all at once. I can only take like 2 hits a day. And I take 2 hits a day, or 2 hits at a time. I'm sorry. I take 2 hits at a time, and then put it out. And if I stay on just 2 cigarettes a day at 2 hits at a time, my blood pressure, when I smoke marijuana and eat right and exercise, my blood pressure stays, barely normal. It's like, even though they've been targeting me and shit, I can get it down to where it's like between 120 and 150 and 80 and 102. Okay, on the bottom it's like 120 to 150 on top, over say 80 to 104. Okay, but without the marijuana, I tend to smoke a little bit more of the cigarettes. And already without the marijuana, my blood pressure starts spiking. I can't take the chemical. I'm one of the rare cases I can't take the chemical pills. They don't work and they just make me sick. So they put me on enalapril, which is it's enzymic, right? And the enzymic blood pressure medication, it seems like it needs a kick from the THC, the marijuana. So when I smoke some marijuana with it, it keeps my blood pressure stabilized, right? Well, they want to deprive me of the marijuana, and then my blood pressure goes up. And then, I don't have the marijuana, and I'm stressing, and my blood pressure's up already. And then I take more hits off cigarettes and end up smoking sometimes as many as 7 cigarettes in one day, which is a deadly amount for me because I was supposed to quit smoking. And then when I quit, I had to pick back up smoking a couple of cigarettes a day because of my blood pressure. So right now I'm smoking on this hash. I have to smoke it carefully to make sure it doesn't affect me like the cigarettes. I'm real leery of stuff, what stuff can do to me now. Because the food, the GMO foods, they're poisoned. Monsanto and GMO, these guys are freaks. They're monsters. They're controlled by lower caliber spirits. They need more than they should have. They think they should have the right to control others. They think they have the right to speak for the planet. Shit like that. It's like these are not the kind of entities that you want controlling your food. You don't want them in power over you in any way. You see, and they don't exist in the real world. Those who remember what the world used to be like before they came along, with their computers and all their bullshit, know that the world was a lot better place before we had computers. And people were higher caliber, before they could sit in their mom's basements, stinking like ring baloney, and stained fucking t-shirts, holy nasty t-shirts, and sit there and be little internet trolls and shit, making negative comments, won't do a good goddamn thing on the planet, but they want to speak out against anybody who will do something on the planet, whether it's good or evil. Well, at least those other ones are good or evil. They're getting up and doing something. What are you doing? And you're sitting there trolling. Feel real safe, don't you? Well, spirit memory is non-tamperable, non-deletable. All right? Non-tamperable, non-deletable. It records all thoughts, actions, deeds, and, omissions. Words you say, things you type, things you see, your response to them. All right? And it's recording that you're being omissive right now, that you won't get up and do something, against what's happening in the world. That you want to troll the internet and make stupid remarks and bully people and cyberbully people and be a ridiculous retard. So, I don't personally know what, yet. I will know a lot about a lot of you, collectively soon when we create the crash here. This planet gets destroyed, and we create a restore point in it where it doesn't have to be destroyed because y'all don't exist. Who caused the destruction? Who caused the need for the destruction, rather. But it's like, I don't know personally what your situation is, what you're required to do here, but nobody comes here with a free pass. You didn't come here so you could lay around and be a billionaire's kid that don't have to do nothing. Billionaires' kids ain't allowed to not do nothing. They just think they are. They think they got entitlement, like a welfare case child. How they watch their mama be self-entitled. Spawn the child to get a welfare check. Spawn that, sabotage that child's spirit, and was a slave trader or a flesh trader. Spawn that child to the ghetto, to their poor existence, just so she could get a welfare check, right? It's like, and that's what the kid sees. She feels entitled, that she shouldn't have to get up off her ass and use her mind and her body, and get an education, and then go get a goddamn job, and work. And, these bitches don't realize you could work a part-time job, even as a stock girl, and make more than they'll, 2-3 days a week, make more, with a more fulfilling life than you'll get from welfare, being stuck there in the ghetto, impoverished, without enough money, burdened with kids that are going to grow up to hate something because you birthed them to a fucked up existence. So what do? You make them hate people that they shouldn't hate, which sabotages them the rest of their lives. You see? They hate the man. They hate the government. The government's been feeding you. You should teach them to love the government. The government gave you a right that you shouldn't have, that you should be able to spread your legs even though you ain't thought about providing for a kid. That you should be able to fuck. Who said you should be able to fuck? Your mama? Oh yeah, that's right, your mama ghetto fabulous too, right? Well, there you go. It's like, Bill Cosby's wisdom's just lost, It's like, 1,000 stripes on the back of millions of fools. It's like, is lost. So it's like they didn't have to witch hunt and kill Bill Cosby's life and career, make him wish he could die for daring to defy them. It was already hard enough for the man to just look and see, wow, you can't tell him nothing. Nobody listen. You see? They believe these dumb motherfuckers that don't exist. These monsters with microphones who don't realize they don't exist. They controlled by shit-wearing spirits that they don't realize they don't exist. It's like this entitlement mentality is on all levels. It's not just the rich motherfuckers. It's also dirt poor motherfuckers. They see they're behind in the game and they won't get up and get an education and a job. They'll go to the welfare office, but they won't go next door to the unemployment office and see what kind of jobs are on the job board. They might be able to get more money from working a job, but they won't try. And then Obama comes along and sabotages everything. Now nobody wants to work because they can't fucking carry this ObamaCare burden. So it's like now these motherfuckers that we did have them ready to get some jobs, did have them ready to start trying to contribute and stop being products of their ghetto mama's raising. Now it's like, hey man, everything you told me is bullshit. I can't find a job where, I can have the job and carry this Obamacare and still have the same money. I have to stay on assistance. You see what Obama has done to this nation with Obamacare? That's not no supernatural beast. That's a little bitch. That's the tiniest of humans right there. That's like an Al Sharpton in power, or a fucking Jackson. It's like, you see the dumb shit Valerie Jarrett said, right? Well, Jarrett, back to you, a trillion-fold, baby, and I'm gonna get you in them time loops, and your butt's gonna feel good on my dick, girl. Don't worry. Yeah, you got to die here sometime. And you ain't going nowhere. I got you tagged. You special to me. You gonna threaten God's end time elect for defying fucking something that they supposed to defy? They supposed to defy something that wants to present himself as a beast. He gonna trample God's end time elect. He gonna get Christians killed. He gonna take their money. Cause he a big old bitch. He got color issues. He got something to prove. It's like motherfucker ain't all the way one color or the other, and motherfucker got color issues. That ain't about a bitch. It's like that's so twisted. Fuck. It's like Muhammad all over again, ain't it? It's like, that's why, I don't understand this shit. When you're molested as a child, you're not supposed to want to continue the cycle. You're supposed to want to defy the cycle. I mean, if you're a true survivor of things that happen to you, you want to defy what caused those things. You don't want to join others in doing those things to others, And, if you do, then you're still a victim. You got victim mentality, you see? When you survive some shit, you move on. Look at the Jews who survived the Holocaust. They moved on. They do what they got to do now. They ain't constantly looking back, crying, ringing the bell and stirring the pot. Oh, this pot of shit smells sticky. It's like, yeah, it's a pot of shit, fool. That's why there ain't nobody standing there but you stirring it. And then you get a bunch of fools like you want to come over and smell what the shit smell like. It's like, damn, fool. Now you got people being unproductive standing around smelling shit. You stirring up shit. You ain't doing nothing but stirring up shit. But you got motherfuckers standing around listening to you. This is what Al Sharpton is, okay? This is what Jesse Jackson is. You don't ever see Al Sharpton protest or picket anything that he should protest or picket. It's always some racist, ghetto ass shit, some thug, shit. It's dumb shit. He didn't even bat an eye about them busting in that black veteran's house and shooting them. Yeah. Oh, he was in his house, goddammit, in the middle of the night. Shit. Not an eye batted about that. Not an eye batted about that black thug who killed that good cop. Out buying a gift for his kid. Oh no, nothing about that. Oh, why? Why? Because the perpetrator who killed that cop was black. Well, I guess the spirit of that black cop, until this shit gets shut down, he just has to be reanimated back into this mechanism, back into the cosmos, in the interdimensionally, to get revenge on you, Al Sharpton, and all who think like you. There you go. If you won't rise up against black on black violence, but you want to stir up shit over some white on black violence, or perceived white on black violence, or some perceived racism, bitch, blackface Caucasianists are killing more good black people with every second that goes by, and it's been that way since the 1960s when this shit got started by blackface Caucasianists causing the wrong people to have entitlement. Yeah, the dumbest of the dumb. They watch shows like The Real and The View. They so goddamn stupid. They listen to this mainstream slop they got on the radio. Motherfucking goddamn drum machine producer created bullshit. Wait till we get Timberland and the Niptunes and goddamn the time loops, baby. Yeah. While Lucifer's here pretending to be Jesus, he's going to pretend to be real forgiving. But hey, watch for that little glisten in his eye, boy, that little twinkle. That's him winking at me. Yeah, when we get him in the time loops, we're going to be fucking these motherfuckers. Yeah. There you go, boy. Promiscuous girl. Yeah. Syphilis girl. Yeah, prostitution is prostitution. Yeah, y'all, we're going to do something about the motherfuckers that cause Mad TV to disappear and keep Saturday Night Live on. Because Mad TV was making fun of the right demographic, those controlled by the shitworms. SNL makes fun of everybody that defies the shitworms. You see? Their agency. Oh, wait till we get you in the time loops and you get to experience the consequences, the victims of the influence of baby, bitch. Yeah. When you're the little puppy dogs that are getting euthanized and the kitties that are getting euthanized because baby's so vacuous and empty and stupid that she can't fucking lead nobody to do nothing except for be stupid and vacuous like her. Vacuous, high maintenance. Oh, gotta get you some bling. Gotta get you some expensive purses. Ooh, you gotta do this and do that. You gotta go be fucking pathetically clownish, not even be able to go into a museum without fucking goddamn desecrating shit. You know, that other people superior to you have been able to fucking do for years. They didn't never need to step behind no boundaries. You do, cause you so special. You special. Oh, mama said you special, baby. Yeah, you too special, boy. You special in the wrong kind of way. Go to Cuba and fucking goddamn call yourself. You gonna go around touring Cuba while motherfucking Cuba under all but martial law and shit. It's like, and now the shit they got going, that ain't benefiting no poor Cubans and no normal Cubans. Don't y'all for a minute believe nothing. That's Obama trying to make fucking goddamn Jay-Z and Beyonce trying to fucking take the stink out of their shit that they shit all over Cuba. Yeah, damn big black piles of shit that they shit all over Cuba and all over America and all over their just everybody who loves them, their fans and shit. This is what we think. This is how stupid we are. We go to a museum. We in behind the boundaries. 'Cause we stupid. We go vacation. We go to Cuba. It's like, yeah, look at you. Look how stupid you is. Yeah. Well, that's all right. Wasn't Jay-Z a dope dealer before he be? I don't. Hey, how much money you got? You didn't work with your own two hands for, huh? Yeah. Because you sure ain't fucking putting no music out there that's got one entity doing one good goddamn thing. You got to pay back for that. How many songs you got where it's, that you laid down the drum tracks with a real drummer, did the hard work. Oh, you can do your songs in 15 minutes. Oh, because you're using a drum machine and a sampler. Oh, well, Lucifer don't condone that. So you gonna have to pay that back. Yeah, $900,000 per penny, motherfucker. Yeah, as slaves, baby. Don't worry, it's gonna be fun. We gonna have fun, son. Especially when I'm putting you in the female slaves. Yeah, and when I'm putting you in dope slaves. Yeah, when I'm putting your mama in dope slaves, making her choke on them dope men's dicks. Remember what you is. Remember what you are. Yeah, you gonna cry about where you come from. Well, why don't you change where you come from instead of changing it for the worse? Yeah, there you go, bitch. Because that ain't what you get money for, is it? Yeah, and you need money because you weak. You need money. You so weak. You need to be like them. You need more than you should have, like them white devils that programmed you. They changed the American dream. The American dream was to have a good job. They have family. They have a few good friends. They have a decent home, a decent neighborhood, safe neighborhood, and a second car. Maybe a TV, and a washer and dryer and a dishwasher. It's like, and if you're middle class, maybe a goddamn swimming pool. I mean, who knows? Y'all fall for this shit, this desecration of the American dream. Oh, you got to get more, do less, be less valuable to the planet, but have more for being it. It's like, what are you, Justin Bieber now? Goddamn. Fuck. Can't say nothing about Bieber. At least he could play guitar and did fucking have some kind of musical something to bring to the table, as opposed to all the others who he joined. Yeah, Chris Brown, little karaoke singer, think he's some kind of star, think he got some kind of talent. Yeah, how many songs you got that fucking you did old school? You went in the goddamn studio with a real drummer who laid down the drum track first. You put in all them hours and laid down that hard money and that hard thinking, that hard time where you have to have the fucking scratch tracks laid down with the musicians, and then you got to lay down the real tracks over that shit. I mean, it takes time to make real art. And that's why, your fans are sleeper cells. They're little zombie slave clones. They're fucking retards. Their minds are so soft. They're mushy-minded little fucking self-loving, selfie stick-having little fuckboys. All of them. Yeah, they ain't men. It's like I don't even want my dick. I'm trying to get a sex change I'm never gonna get because I just can't have an extra penny on this planet because of y'all. And it's like I'm more of a man than your fans, your little fuckboy fans. Yeah, and it's like that's what the girls got out there to select from for men, little self-serving, overgrown children, mush minds and shit. Oh, gotta get drunk, gotta get fucked up, gotta vandalize some shit, gotta break some shit, got to be ghetto because that's what other people are. I got to be like them. Far be it from you to be like the motherfucker who built the building you're spray painting on. Oh yeah, that's a god compared to the motherfucker who influenced you to spray paint it. That's a god among men, motherfucker, compared to you. Yeah, it's like the kid at fucking McDonald's who's doing his schoolwork and still holding that part-time job at McDonald's, who will do a good job. He's a god compared to Jay-Z because he at least trying to do something with his own two hands and he trying to get an education. Jay-Z took the dumb down and ran with it. Oh, I can be a famous rapper. I'm a gangster. Well, I'm the only gangster in the real world. All the rest of y'all get time looped and eternally executed. They ain't one of you paid tribute yet. You owe God his tithes. That's 10% of all your income. And then you're rolling in Lucifer's turf too, so you owe him 10%. Yeah, I ain't seen a dime from for either one of those. I represent both of them. I don't get nothing from y'all. After y'all made everybody too stupid to appreciate good music, where now it's like no real musician wants to do nothing. Can't get no musicians to play no music with me for this demographic out there. Like, you want us to get on stage in front of them? Fuck that. No. Ain't no real musicians want to play music for this generation. They don't want to get shot off stage. They don't want to have, get called names for being more talented than Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, 50 Cent, Eminem, Diddy, Dre, Snoop, motherfucking Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, Beyonce, Kanye, motherfucking, anybody else I can name in the mainstream right now, Chris Brown, Drake, motherfucking goddamn, Miley Cyrus, motherfucking Lady Gaga. It's like, Missy Elliott, all of them combined. Motherfucker, come on now. More talented than all of them combined, motherfucker. Understand this shit. It's like fucking it's just nasty as hell. That they don't see it, they don't get it, they think they special. Madonna thinks she's special. She started this fucking goddamn downward spiral of music. She gonna pay the most loops. Like Muhammad gonna pay the most loops, of all the Muslim Islamic infidels. Madonna gonna pay the most loops for starting it. It's like, so what some gangster rapper influenced somebody to do to Shannon Christian, that now all gangster rappers gotta endure being Shannon Christian. Yeah, and you Newsom. Yeah, they all gotta endure it. Every last one of them. Yeah, and their mamas too, and their daddies too. They absentee daddies that wouldn't be real men and support their children. Just gonna fuck them some hoes and run along like some little dogs with fucking goddamn 2 legs. Yeah, little dogs. You ain't men. You little dogs. And you teach your motherfucking, your fans to be little dogs like you. Evil little fucked up little dogs. You'll never be equal to me. Motherfucker, I was working at 14 years old. Came from the ghetto. Yeah, took a bus up out the ghetto. Go get work at 14 years old. Took a bus back to the ghetto in the middle of the night just to get robbed and ganked by some nasty little motherfuckers like you. Yeah, little headhunter spawn motherfuckers. You don't even know the fucking goddamn. You don't know true history. So you don't know nothing. You want to blame some motherfuckers for fucking being generous and not killing motherfuckers. They were sentenced to death by their peers, other people, same color as them. Handed over to some motherfuckers who were supposed to be reinforcers, who then ran like little cowardly bitches. Oh, we can't kill these people. Let's just sell them as slaves over there. That's just as bad, but it's not killing them. Yeah. Now, if them white devils would have just did their jobs, you wouldn't be here. Oh, but you hate on some slavery and you hate on some white people. Whew. Yeah, it goes to show how stupid you are. You believe Alex Haley's fucking movie, don't you? You believe the new movie coming out, the story of bibbity blah 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 blah. Yeah, that's the story of one person They got caught up in the fray with the headhunters. You don't know what happened. You don't know what happened when they sent him back. When Monroe tried to be a nice guy, oh, all y'all complaining about being here, let me just, I'll build you a town called Monrovia in Liberia. Look it up. Yeah, you think you know something about history? You think fucking goddamn Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. were not fucking goddamn shills for the government? Blackface Caucasianists. They're the fucking goddamn sick fucking welfare demographic, gangster demographic, like dogs. Sick them like dogs on the hardworking black people who were already equal to the white people, their white counterparts who were working the same lines as them. Yeah, they sicked them on them like dogs. Yeah, you ain't never read that bullshit that Martin Luther King wrote from jail? Yeah, about these motherfuckers, in so many words, these motherfuckers who have jobs, these black people who they've turned their back on us, and they don't have compassion for our plight. Your plight is you were a welfare demographic who didn't want to get off your goddamn ass and get an education like Bill Cosby's demographic and get you a goddamn job like Bill Cosby's demographic. That's your motherfucking problem. And that's what your problem is. You self-entitled. You think somebody else did your work for you already hundreds of years ago. Yeah, listen to some more fools like Ice Cube. Ice Cube don't exist, bitch. Yeah, he got some time loops to endure. Pay his price, his consequence. Yeah. Hey, didn't some little 13-year-old girls get snatched up on the stage and get fucked at their concerts? Who were the fools that were doing that? Because I can't wait to jump in them time loops and put their mamas and them little girls and fuck them on the stage. And then put them and them little girls and fuck them on the stage. Yeah, because you never had no right to hold a microphone. You ain't got no talent. Yeah, and you ain't got no sense. 420 years of slavery. Remember saying that shit in a fucking movie, bitch? Yeah, 420 years of revenge. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Whore. Yeah, so everybody who ever acts on your mentality, you get revenge. Yeah, now you get to endure the victimization. There you go, bitch. Yeah, you ain't no God, bitch. You ain't special. Your mama lied to you. You ain't special. You didn't go get an education and a job. You got famous fucking giving goddamn negative influence that caused all kinds of more negative shit to happen. You caused people like Shannon Christian and you Newsom to get murdered. And that's why their spirits are running amok now, causing the fucking same shit to come back upon you. Yeah, on massive scale. For the sins of a few, many will suffer. Yeah, that's what it's talking about. Look at how you let a few fools influence fucking people to this level. You know, they ain't got no goddamn beats. They call it beats. There ain't no drummer playing that shit. That's a drum machine, fool. Yeah, and those who do have real drums sampled somebody else's shit. They stole their shit. And all they can do is talk shit. All they can do is talk negative shit. Talk, tickety, talk. That's all they do. Blackface Caucasianists talking shit over some decent black people, educated, hard-working, skilled black people's art. Their crap. They desecrating it. They sitting on it. They sitting all over the Funk Brothers' hard work. All over them self-disciplined, hard-working black people's work. Just like that welfare demographic that followed Malcolm X and goddamn Martin Luther King into this fucking desecration. Yeah. You know, they go, gonna believe the bullshit Selma. Yeah, that takes and actually demonizes the person whose idea Selma was. Cause he white, he was against it. You believe that shit. You believe that shit? Wait till we time loop fucking Oprah as her fucking victims of her goddamn influence. She already got to be time looped to slaves. How many motherfucking billions of dollars is that bitch worth? Yeah, how many hungry people could have ate had she not been such a gluttonous, fat, fucking bottomless pit? Just a big old gotta have it all, just like a fucking Caucasianist. See, a blackface Caucasianist. Don't believe because somebody got black skin that they black. And don't believe this because somebody black that they on your side. Them sports figures ain't on your side. Them sports figures know that they're part of a franchise that's robbing your mama of her tax dollars if your mama's working. Yeah, robbing you of your tax dollars if you're working. Yeah, and you go and fucking goddamn buy tickets and fucking go see that game. They owe you that game for free. Who's paying the overtime for them police to fucking direct traffic and fucking get you into the stadium? You are. That ain't being paid by them franchises. Ain't none of that security being paid by them franchises. You need to understand what's happening here. You need to stop fucking being so gullible and think that your heroes are your heroes. Your heroes are zeros, okay? The heroes that were in football, they left football when they got desecrated, when they realized how bad it is. When they realized, wow, Michael Vick coming back. Wow, you know? It was like, that's how bad it is. It's all just thugs. It's all fucking bitches who couldn't do their own work in college. They couldn't do their own work in school. They stupid Neanderthals. They can't abide by morals clauses. You know, they rapists and shit. They controlled by lower caliber spirits. You know, they got to watch animals writhe in pain for entertainment because their minds are so soft. Their minds are so weak and pathetic. They pathetic little weak-minded little bitches. Yeah, they mamas were weak-minded little bitches to raise them up to be weak-minded. They daddies were weak-minded and passed on their weak-mindedness to them. That this is our culture, son. We torture shit. We watch shit fight to the death. We make it fight to the death. Yeah, we trying to get revenge on God for what our mamas did to us. We want to get revenge on the white man for what our own black mamas did to us when they decided that they want to get a welfare check like Martin Luther King Jr. told them to do. Martin Luther King Jr. told them to stop fucking accomplishing shit like Bill Cosby. Martin Luther King Jr. demonized those people like Bill Cosby's demographic for having jobs, for mowing their grass, for painting their houses, for trimming their shrubs, for dressing their children up nice, for maintaining the schools. Yes, this is the evil little black-faced Caucasian as Martin Luther King Jr. was. He's such a fucking leader. A leader of what? Desecration? Of maggots? Of a plague? Yeah, that's all he is. He was a big, giant fucking sellout. Yeah, and he's gonna be chugging that fucking dick in them fucking time loops, boy. Yeah, we're gonna see to it that everything that he fucking caused to suffer with his influence, he gonna endure it. Yeah. And Malcolm X, well, he was a Muslim Islamic infidel, so you already know what he gonna endure. Yeah, he gets time looped as every victim of Muslim Islamic infidel from Muhammad on down. Yeah, 72 times per victim per offense. Yeah, he gets get rocks thrown at him until he dies. Yeah, get stoned. He gets get raped first and then get accused of adultery. He gets to be little girls getting their clits cut off. He gets to be little girls fucking getting married off and getting fucked by full-grown men that ain't really men. They're controlled by shitworms. That they're impotent, so they need to commit pedophilia and rape and murder and torture. Yeah, they need to cause suffering because they're impotent little bitches. They're non-existent little nah, you don't exist, stupid little shitworm, and all you influence doesn't exist. Nah, you don't exist. You don't fucking exist. It's so funny. I get the last laugh. I did my job and I held this prophecy back until you all showed your faces, until Obama showed his fucking true colors. Hey, wow, he white. He whiter than white. He the whiteiest white, crackertiest whiteiest white that you ever did see. He more whitey than whitey white. God damn. White pull his string and he opened his mouth and say lies. Yeah. It's like he got tiny. He became tiny. Yeah, the more powerful he thinks he is and the more executive orders he does, the tinier he gets. Everything he thinks makes him a big man makes him tinier in the eyes of those who it matters because it's their shit. Like he wants to help the white devils rise up against Venezuela. Yeah, and take their oil now. That's okay. You do that. Caucasianists. Yeah. Hey, that's more victims than you get to be victim. You get to be time looped as. We don't care. We love our job. This part of the job where we have to endure suffering to collect the intent, that you intend to do this stuff to us, to collect the oppression, that we endured this oppression at your hands. I endured this, where Hey, wow, you got the deprivation going. You for real want to starve me and kill me. You want to deprive me of my medication. You want to deprive me of my liberty. I can't have a driver's license and get me one of them driving jobs out there that I have the contacts to be able to get. Not just anybody could get, but I could get one. But you won't let me have my driver's license because you evil monsters, just Caucasianists. Got your Caucasianists, fucking goddamn evil little laws, fucking goddamn racking you a debt up, baby, because I'm charging you, American government, you terrorists, traitors, treasonous terrorists, I'm charging you $900,000 per penny that fucking I can't make because you won't give me my license back. You're going to pay it back as slaves, don't worry. Yeah, not one of you will get away. Not even one. Not one of your daughters will get away. Not one of your sons. Not one of your grandchildren. Yeah, Hillary Clinton, wait till we get her in the time loops. We're going to shove her granddaughter and Shannon Christian and shove Hillary and Lamarcus Davison. And then we're going to shove Hillary and Shannon Christian, and we going to jump in Lamarcus Davison. Yeah, I'm going to time loop that bitch as everything that's ever been raped at least 1 trillion times. Yeah, I'm gonna make her fucking rape her granddaughter over and over again. And Billy Boy Clinton too, he likes rape shit. Wait till he's his rape victims. Wait till his mama's his rape victims. Yeah, wait till fucking Hillary's his rape victims. Yeah, Hillary was married to the fucker knowing he was a rapist, knowing that he was jumping on that pedophile plane to go with them billionaires and all them people in power in Hollywood and in DC going off to that little fucking goddamn pedophile island of pleasure to fuck all them little children. Well, now they get to be them children in the time loops, and so do they mamas, because they mamas committed offense against the mechanism when they spawn them motherfuckers to be pedophiles. There you go. Yeah, if you spawn a fucker to think that he's self-entitled and he won't work, you committed an offense against the mechanism. You gonna pay his slaves. Yeah, you gonna pay the money back. Yeah, Obama's mama gotta pay for what Obama got. He ain't never worked. Obama's not my equal. I was working at 14 years old, plus going to school. What was Obama doing? Yeah, I was getting robbed by his sons. Yeah, in the ghetto, his sons was robbing me. They was inferior to me. They was not my equal. That was a lie that a piece of paper could make somebody equal. Yeah, you can write all the papers that say somebody's my equal all you want. If they won't get a job and an education and work for their own 2 hands for what they got, they not my equal, motherfucker. I don't care how famous you make them. I don't care how many billions of goddamn dollars you give them. It don't make them my equal. Jay-Z not my equal. Kanye not my equal. None of them motherfuckers in rap are my equal. I can do what they do. I can out-rap them and play all the musical instruments in the goddamn fucking songs that they can't play. Ain't that about a bitch? But these motherfuckers could never live up to being me. They couldn't go hold down a job, the sweat on the brow, doing it every day. Yeah, they couldn't get their mind full of education. They couldn't, think on the good things and keep them going through the days, putting in the time, giving the man his, paying the taxes and paying them tithes. No, these motherfuckers got millions of dollars and ain't paid tithes one. They won't build one animal sanctuary, one homeless shelter. But you sure see them flashing they bling bling and they expensive shit everywhere, don't you? Yeah, so wait till we get 50 Cent and his kids and his mama in the time loops. Yeah, it's them animals that they won't help rescue. Well, hey, you got my money. You're in my craft without my level of talent, blocking me by dumbing down your fans, your zombie slave clone sleeper cell fans, to be so goddamn stupid that they couldn't appreciate a good bass run and good real drums and good goddamn music if it was fucking coming in their mouth. Yeah, they can't appreciate it. They wouldn't know it. They wouldn't know what music is because you made them too goddamn stupid. You made them think that your ghetto ass is what they should try to be like. You ghetto fabulous thug bug. Yeah. Now, I'm getting revenge for every penny that was ever took from me. Every penny that I was ever blocked from getting because you called yourself. You gonna be famous. You ain't got no reason to be famous. You ain't got no goddamn good things to say. Yeah, you're like Eminem. Just a putrid little fucking goddamn toilet mouth. Just fucking goddamn, somebody opened your mouth and shit in it, and that's what you say. Yeah. Well, you're getting charged by the nigga. Don't worry. You're going to pay that back, too. Yeah. Well, we don't buy this shit. You want to connect the color on this motherfucker? Yeah, you weren't a color before you came here, but suddenly you black? And you gonna hate against white because somebody black sabotaged your spirit? They thought they were self-entitled, thought they should be able to get a welfare check by spawning you? Damn, and you won't even blame that bitch. You know, you want to call women hoes because your mama's a hoe. Why don't you rape your mama? Your mama's the hoe. Damn, rape that bitch. Yeah, because she's the hoe. We gonna rape her in the time loops, don't worry. We gonna make that bitch pay. She gonna be the victim of all violence that she influenced via her nasty little kid. Her evil little ghetto kid. Can't even go to the museum without stepping in behind the boundaries. Evil little fucky fuck. Ghetto fuck. Yeah. Influence motherfuckers to run around spray painting shit, being ghetto, won't get an education and a job, won't build an animal sanctuary, won't build a homeless shelter, won't fight against the man, just keep feeding the man, keep bending over for the man, keep sucking the man's dick, keep helping them fucking Caucasianists fucking do this shit. They've been doing it since the goddamn 1960s, and you won't wake up. You won't rise up. You won't fucking goddamn go piss on goddamn Martin Luther King Jr.'s goddamn all his monuments. Piss on his day. Piss on his grave. That motherfucker goddamn caused more good, hardworking black people to die at the hands of black thugs than anything I've ever seen. He's caused more black people to die at the hands of black people than all fucking goddamn slavery combined 10 times over, motherfucker. You can't even fucking goddamn point at white people no more because of what black people have done to black people under the influence of bugs like Martin Luther King Jr., who said that hardworking black people fucking should be fucking goddamn, they should be demonized and vilified for not dropping what they doing and joining their welfare case asses and marching on fucking Washington. Yeah, well, they had a job to do. They had to pay their rent. They had to pay their mortgage and pay their car payments and shit. They had families to attend to before you know, the influence of Martin Luther King Jr. and Tookie, little took bitch. You know, wait till he gets in the time loose, baby. Oh, I'm personally going to handle some of him. Shannon Christian over and over and over and over again. Them little 11-year-old ghetto white girls that got sold to black dope men and got gang fucked and then had to suck dog dick for dope. Oh, God, this is going to be so good. I'll put in another hour on this shit. I mean, I've only been here an hour. I'm 50 years old. I've been here an hour my time. Yeah, 1,000 years here is only one day with God, bitch. Yeah, so Lucifer's only been gone 2 days. Yeah, he been gone 2,000 years. It's 2 days, our time. You see, real time. Yeah, you so cocky. You so stupid. You dumb. Got your arrogance. You can flow. There ain't no flow in the real earth. We don't allow flow. If you can't play musical instruments and sing and bring something original to the table, you don't open your mouth. But there ain't no weak-mindedness there, so there ain't no need for fucking fame. There ain't no need for to have more than somebody else got. There ain't no need to be entertained. There's no sports there. Motherfuckers that are full grown are men. There's no sports figures there. None of these motherfuckers graduate. They're in the time loops fucking paying back the goddamn mechanism. They owe the mechanism. Yeah. $900,000 per penny of ill-gotten gain. Being a sports figure is ill-gotten gain. Okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry that they can't see it that way. That they don't understand that they should have a job. That they should have an education. That they have no right to take millions of dollars for playing ball. They have no right to take millions of dollars. You know, how much do your educators get again for educating your children? Oh, good goddamn. You got a lot of paying to do. $900,000 per penny more than you make than your educator who educated you make, or that you educate your kids make. There you go, baby. That's fair. It's only fair, and it's only righteous. And it's like, you know, it's for black and white. Don't think it's just for one color. Yeah. Because, hey, your spirit don't have no color. You came here and attached a color and you got all racist and retarded. That's your own problem. You know? You won't find something racist in something I said? That's because you're racist, not me. I have no perception of racism. You see? Yeah, I hate all people, motherfucker, equally. I hate you all. I see you all as part of the problem. 7 billion motherfuckers wouldn't fight against goddamn these stupid motherfuckers. These evil motherfuckers. These lower caliber, spirit-controlled monster motherfuckers. And now, as far as I'm concerned, 7 billion of you motherfuckers could not exist except for a few. The few that have benefited me on the planet, the few that have fought with me on the planet, the few that have tried to fucking goddamn, take it back. It's such a small drop in the bucket. You know that in the real world, there's only less than 1 billion people. That means that, fucking how few graduate just from this generation. How few graduate. If there was how many billions that already graduated, right? Or if there was how many millions that already graduated. You see? That's very few. So there you go. You wanna call yourself associating Obama to prophecy? Well, there's only one prophecy, one beast prophecy that fits him, and that's the little beast. He gets smacked down, gets the big wound in the head as a representative of a superpower, because he called himself overstepping boundaries. That's the only beast he qualifies as. I qualify more as the real beast than he does. Okay. And I don't even qualify as him, to tell you the truth. I don't qualify as the prophet to oppose him either. But I've had to deliver that prophecy for this prophet because, he's either been killed or he's been incapacitated in some kind of way, or he's scared. But anyway, I already got subcontracted to do the representation of God, Christ, and Lucifer and their conjoined end-time agendas, because nobody here would properly represent them. Nobody. So I got subcontracted for it. It's like, and then you turn around and, the prophets and the end-time players, the big heavy players, they're scared. The spirit of Elias, it's supposed to, there's supposed to be 3 entities that are, that are imbued with this. They're imbued with this spirit of Elias, this end-time movement of the spirit of Elias, and they're not showing up. I'm not seeing Elijah. I'm not seeing the 2 witnesses. It's like, it's scary because I can't fill all these offices as one entity. So, I need these other cowardly entities to rise up, to connect up, for me to know that, hey, wow, you're here, you're ready to go, because it's a heavy burden, it's a heavy yoke to carry, around on my shoulders and shit. It's too big, and I'm starting to break down under it. And they're starting to figure out, that hey, there's something about me. They're trying to take me out. Just for daring to speak up, just for daring to deliver reality to you. The hidden prophecy of Daniel and how it deciphers everything, how it totally opens the Bible up and everything Christ said, and the prophet said it totally opens it up and conveys it to you. It clarifies everything. It makes you see everything properly. So hey, wow, we're in a simulation. We're all equipped, and so are the animals, equipped with spirit memory. It's non-tamperable, non-deletable. It records all things, thoughts, actions, omissions, what's said, what's heard, all things experienced and felt. And, and those who commit violence against others, they have it in their spirit memory, and their victims have it in their spirit memory. And the spirit memories connect when they die, and that's how the mechanism is paid back. And these are the things that Christ died to buy you out of. You see, that you don't know, that you can accept His gift to be able to. Okay, you get judgment where you get bought out of the time loops, or you get bought out of eternal execution, at least, where you'll make it into the real earth. Now, you may have to face some time loops as some of your victims, but He will at least buy you out of the mechanism. All right? I know that much for sure, that He can buy you out of the mechanism. But that's the Son of God, Allah, Jesus Christ, whom Obama denies and defies.